Hi, all my friends. How are you today? This is SS Coulter, the author of the Fassa Tails, and today we are going to be doing Activity 5, the Fassa Tail Twister, from Book 1 in my series, Where on Earth Am I? But before we get started, it's so important to me that you make sure that an adult that you trust knows that we're online together. So if it's a parent or a grandparent or a babysitter, please make sure that they know that we are hanging out together today, and then we'll get started. Okay, now let's start. So if you have the paper copy of the book or the electronic copy, you can turn to page 44 where the Fassa Tail Twister is. All right, there it is. And as always, let's see what we need. What does it say we need? Oh, no supplies needed. We just need us. How amazing. And then let's see what the summary is. It says, see how well you can say Fassa's tail twisting sentence. All right, this is going to be a challenge for us. The directions go as follows. Number 1, say the tongue twister below slowly. Repeat it as many times as you need until you don't miss a word. So I think what we're going to do is I will say one word at a time and then you repeat it after me. And I'll also write it up on the screen so you can see it. So I'm going to say furry and then you say furry. Fassa and then you say fassa. Okay? So we're going to do the whole thing like that. Ready? Furry. Fassa. Feels. Frightened. Facing. Feline. Fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Okay, so now we've done the whole thing super slow, but let's say it together super slowly, okay? Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. So the directions were say the tongue twister below slowly. Repeat it as many times as you need until you don't miss a word. So let's do it one more time slowly together, and then we'll go from there. Ready? Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. So now I want you to take as much time as you need to say that as many times as you want. If you want to say it 100 more times, that's great with me before we move on to number 2. Okay, I am back. I said it a bunch of times, and so I'm ready to move on to number 2. So number 2 is, next, try to say it as fast as you can. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm going to go pretty fast and see how I do, and then I'll just keep going faster. And you try to do the same thing, okay? All right, here we go. Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Faster. Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Faster. Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. I'm going to try it one more time. See if I can do it faster. Okay, here we go. Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Oh my gosh, that was fun. All right. So keep going and keep trying it faster and faster and faster, okay? All right. Whew, I did it a bunch of times fast. Did you too? I bet you did. Okay, let's move on to number 3. It says, finally, see how many times you can say it in a row without missing a word. Okay, we can do this. I'm going to set a goal for us to do it 5 times together without missing a word. You ready? All right. Here we go. Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Furry, Fassa, feels, frightened, facing, feline, fears. But Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Furry Fassa feels frightened facing feline fears, but Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Furry Fassa feels frightened facing feline fears, but Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. Furry Fassa feels frightened facing feline fears, but Fassa finds his fears funny when a friend appears. We did it. We totally did it. We are amazing. Okay, so I wonder how many times you can do it in a row without me. Do you think you could do 100? I don't know. That might take the rest of the day, which I'm totally cool with if you are practicing this the rest of the day. So why don't you see how many times you can do it? I would love to hear how many times you can do the tail twister in a row. So if you'd like me to know, my email address and my Facebook group are both in the description below, and you can ask your trusted adult, your mom, your dad, your babysitter, to shoot me a note and let me know how well you did. I can't wait to hear. All right, let's move on to the last part of the activity. It is the extra challenge. So here's what it says. Try to come up with your own Fassa Tail Twister. Oh my goodness. I cannot even imagine what your imagination is going to come up with. It's going to be fantastic. So again, if your parents or grandparents or whoever you're doing this stuff with wants to send me a note to my email or my Facebook group, I would love it. Okay, so we are done today doing Activity 5, the Fassa Tail Twister, together. But that does not mean that your fun has to end here. You can do this all day long. You can sit there and say it as many times as you can, as fast as you can. Go, 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 and write your own tail twister. It's going to be amazing. So, until we do meet again, I want you to remember that you are awesome. Your imagination is awesome. I think you are absolutely fantastic, and I want you to have fun.